The guys at Extreme loved it. They were going crazy over Stickman. I should have some kind of creative meeting or something. Which leads me to this next question. How many people does it take to make a comic?
5.
30.
If you have 2 or 3 people, you can make a really good comic book. 5.
30? What are you, stupid?
You're crazy. 5. If you have 1 person, you can make an excellent comic book. 5.
Probably like 40.
5. Get out of here. And if you have 5 or more, you can make a mediocre comic book.
5?
5.
Well, 1 to hold the pencil and 4 to move the table.
20?
2.
About 100.
5. Yeah, a good guy and a bad guy.
Hi, I'm Jim Shooter, Editor-in-Chief and CEO of Broadway Comics, as you might expect, here in New York City. Well, a bunch of comic book creative people were hired by Broadway Video, which is a big media and entertainment company, to do a development on an unrelated project. And they liked our work so much that they said, hey, let's start a comic book company. The production process here at Broadway Comics is a little bit different than most other places. We start with a group of writers, and that alone is unique. We actually write as a team. Each writer performs a slightly different function in the team. I'm kind of the head writer, I suppose. First of all, we start with what's called a full script. This is one of our scripts. You can see that it's quite a document. And what we do is we describe every panel, and we provide the dialogue so that the artist knows exactly what he's supposed to draw, and he has a good description of it there, and he knows what the people are saying. In addition to this, we provide the artist a layout, a rough layout of what we think the panel should look like. Now, you can see it's kind of rough. It's just a guide. And here, actually, right here is a page drawn from the script and from this layout. You can see the artist, Jeff Jones, has taken some liberties. He's pulled in a little closer here. Pretty much did this shot as it was indicated. Marvel, or most other companies, they do what's called the Marvel style, and they give an artist a very brief description of what the story's about, and then he just sort of makes it up. He draws the pictures for the story, having no idea what the dialogue is going to be. And that's great if you have Jack Kirby. He's very inventive, you know. On the other hand, sometimes the artist might miss the point, or he might not give the writer enough space to tell the story, or he might misconstrue something. So this way, we keep it much more focused on our story goals.
The next step in the birth of a comic is computer coloring, a process that involves, you guessed it, computers and color.
Hi, my name is Janet Jackson. I'm an editor here at Broadway Comics, and I'm in charge of supervising the coloring process. Back when I started at Marvel around 1983, all the separations were done basically by little old ladies sitting at light tables cutting out sheets of plastic. But now, since the advent of computers, we have this wealth of technique available to us. Basically, any technique that's available to a painter is available to us with the computer. Once the penciling and inking is done, the black and white drawing is passed on to the colorist. The colorist takes it, scans it into the computer, and with a little bit of direction from the editor, starts making the decisions of what to color. Once you have your basic tones down pretty flat, you'll start doing the shading. You know, putting in gradations, modeling the figure, putting in techniques. Once you had something like this all painted, you might put a blur on it to show the movement. Everybody works a little differently, but I tend to color section by section. Once I have the tank and the foreground finished, I might lay in a sky texture, then put a gradient of white on the horizon to give a little atmospheric haze. And I might use the airbrush to create some more clouds, or enlarge the clouds that are already there. Basically, all the techniques I learned as an illustrator, I use in the computer, just a different technology.
If only we could have seen the magic of Phil Stickman brought to life by the colorist at Broadway Comics. Here's something a little bit new on the anti-gravity room. A little thing we call draw.